Double signal bridge Nick purchased from John's wife.
Hi, it's Nick. I just want to go over this other item which I purchased from John's wife. I liked it, and you have two lights, because this is for 2 tracks. And this one here on the top are green, and these are the red ones. The base and the frame is made out of plastic, and also the lights. But you have a metal part in here and a metal part in here. And one of the reasons they have it, it has to do with to pick up either the ground or the positive for the lights. And eventually I'll turn it on. But I like the way it looked. On the base it has some rivets in here. And you have these rods, which I'll explain what they are. And on each side, I'll pick it up, you can see they have a nice ladder, which is plastic. And they have the way they designed it, it looks really nice. And also on the other side, you also have a ladder. Unfortunately for me, she couldn't find the instructions on how to wire this. And I know I probably could have went on a site and find out what it is, but I'm not even sure if this is a Lionel product. There's nowhere where it says Lionel on it. I had to troubleshoot it and figure it out myself, and it's very interesting the way they designed for these lights to go on. First, I'm just going to put it on to show you. Then I'm going to take the wires off and show you I had to figure this out. So I'm going to put the lights on, and I have to use a switch. I could also use one of those sensor tracks where the train goes by. Right now I just want to put it on my layout this way, and maybe later on I might invest in the sensor unit. If you put it in one position, that's the red lights go on, and then I have a neutral, and then the red one. So I'm using a single pole double throw toggle switch, and it looks nice. I'm sure it's going to look nice on my layout. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a diagram that I had to make so I know how to wire this, and it's very interesting. See if it'll pick it up. Okay. Now, this is the transformer right here. And here's your black wire coming from the neutral side of the transformer. And then this is the red wire coming from the positive side of the transformer. This is the toggle switch. So I have the positive wire coming from the transformer into the middle connection to the toggle switch. Then, and this is a red wire. And this one here, the red, I go over and I go on to the positive side of the wire, which would go to the light bulb. But because of the two towers and the two individual lights here, I had to run on this one a red wire all the way across to the other side to hook it up to the red connection on this side. And then the neutral, I had to do the same thing. I tied it to the neutral on this side of the unit, and then I had to run a wire from this side to this side to pick up this neutral for the light. And this is the wire right here. Now, just the wiring that I did there, if I turn the switch on, the green lights would go on. But if I put it in the position where I want the red lights to go on, I can't do it. Now what I had to do, and this took me a little while, here's the red wire that would feed the this side of the red light and this side. But as you see, I had to come in and I had to tie it not to this red connection, but those rods I told you about on each side. And I had to put a wire tie onto that rod and this rod, and then the power right here I had to tie into this wire here. So once I did that, then the red lights would go on. But if I didn't do this, the only ones that would go on would be green. And that was very interesting. But I find something else very interesting, and I'm going to show you. Underneath, I'm going to take these wires off. And I'll show you one side, because it's actually the same on the other side. Now you notice there's some kind of a coil in there. I really don't know what that is. Maybe it's a resistor. And where I tie that red wire on that rod that's coming down is right here. I hope it picks it up, because what's also very interesting is that this rod does not touch the coil or anything. It's independent, except they have a spring here, and it's very interesting. I hope the camera picks it up. There's a spring right here, and that spring is not touching anything. And it's what I have on this side, I have on the other side. And that's why I had to run a wire from this rod to the other rod, and then tie in the power that's coming from the toggle switch to get the power. Now, maybe one of you fellas know why that's happening without any real wire connections. I don't know. But anyway, it works. I had some fun. I like to do that. The career that I had, I was a facility manager for one of the banks, but I was a hands-on, and I went schooling for HVAC and air conditioners. I have certificates and so on where I can work on any size unit. But anyway, that's one of the reasons I like to figure things out. And of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on either YouTube or just type it in and see how this works and the function of it. Well, the function is that you get power to the red lights, but why and how it works out, I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting, and I just wanted to share this little adventure I had hooking this up. So I think that's about it as far as all the items I purchased from John's wife's. Wanted to share this with you. You have a great day. Take care now. Bye.
After Nick made the diagram how to wire the double signal bridge to operate the green and red lights, Nick realized you can wire the double signal bridge where each light can operate independently to each other. Nick made a video showing through a diagram how it will work.
Hi fellas, it's Nick. I was thinking how I could make these lights go on individually. That this light here will go on green and red, and this light will go on green and red, but independently, because it's controlling two different tracks. And the way that I'm going to do it, and I have the diagram, and I'm going to show it to you. Now, this is the original double pole single throw that I had on my first diagram I showed you. But doing it this way, it'll light the green and the red on one side of the light bridge, and then I added another single pole double throw which will light the other side independently, the green and red. And this is how it's going to work. Here's the transformer. As you can see, I ran from the red plus side of the transformer, the red wire, to the center post of the single pole double throw switch. Now when I throw the switch into this position, the current will go to this switch, part of the switch, and it'll come up and it'll light the the green light. And of course this is negative coming from the transformer to the negative side of the light. Now I want it to go red. So what I will do is I'll get this switch and I'll throw it so the current will go from the center post to this post here. It'll come up and it'll go to the rod. And that's what will energize the red bulb of that signal light. So that's just one side of it. Now to get the other side, I had to add another single pole double throw switch, and this is how I wired it. As you see, I have from the transformer the positive side, which is a red wire, goes to the center post of the double throw single pole. Now when I throw this in this direction, the current will go from the center pole to this pole here, come out, go up, and it'll light the green bulb. And of course this is the neutral, which goes back to the transformer. Now I want to do the red light. So what I would do, move the switch so the current will go from the center pole to this pole, and this is the red wire that will go, but it goes to that rod, and that's what energizes current to let the red bulb of that light work. So this is how I can do let's say the right side of the light bridge to light these two, the red, the green, and the red. And then on this side, it'll light the green and the red. So if I wanted to, I could have this be a red and this still be green, so that the train on the outside can go, but the one on the middle track can't go because it's a red light, or versa. Or I can have both of them green, or both of them red. Just wanted to bring this out to you. That's how I'm going to wire it, this way. Not the first diagram I did, but this particular diagram. Well, fellas, I just wanted, as I mentioned, to show you how I'm going to do it so that both lights could be independent of each other. All right, you have a good day. Bye now.
Hope you enjoyed the video. A comment, rate, and subscribe will be appreciated. Don't forget to ring the bell to get all the email notifications from Nick's channel.